Believing that the church was hypocritical, an institution based on fear, power, and greed, they were quite vocal about their contempt for the church and everything that it stood for. The Catholic Church believed that God is a complete supreme being. God created everything heaven and earth, and everything that is seen and unseen. From birth, the medievals were taught about the sheer horror of hell and what awaited them there. And the only way to get into heaven was if the Roman Catholic Church let them in. But the Cathars didn't even believe in hell, and the fact that they did not recognize the state-sanctioned clergy was also a problem. It didn't help that the religion seemed to be quite widespread amongst the nobility in the Languedoc region, and even those who were of the Catholic persuasion turned a blind eye to the Cathars. After all, they were good, peaceful people and well-liked, so the church began to fear them, and it was never a good idea to make an enemy of the Vatican. The Cathar Crusade. At first, Pope Innocent sent a number of papal legates and preachers into the Languedoc, hoping to achieve a peaceful solution by converting the locals back to Catholicism. Viscount Raymond Roger VI, Count of Toulouse, was one of the most powerful noblemen in the region. Although he was not a Cathar himself, he was sympathetic to their cause. Raymond refused to help the Pope and was excommunicated in 1207. The Pope wrote and told him that, quote, "We will enjoin all the neighbouring princes to rise up against you as an enemy of Christ." In 1208, Pope Innocent sent his senior legate and inquisitor, Pierre of Castelnau, to oversee his Cistercian preachers. But confronted with the unwavering Cathars, who had respect of the local people and the nobles to protect them, the plan for conversion was unsuccessful. On the 13th of January 1208, Raymond met Pierre, but talks broke down, and a day later, Pierre was murdered by an unknown assailant. And although there was no evidence, the finger was most definitely...
Peace, family. I'm back again at you with a new video in which we're going to analyze what is being done during the Middle Ages and how the church came out and usurped other people's tradition, culture, because these dudes, it seems they were not in no religion, it was just their culture. They were not about going around and converting everybody to what they believed. They didn't believe in no, God that, corruptible God. They believed that God is a spirit and, But it seems they believed something similar to Jesus, and they believed in good and evil gods. Okay, they believed in. There was an evil God, there was a good God, and Christianity took over these people and took their stuff because they refused to what? To convert. You know what I'm saying? So dudes are being busy doing the Dark Ages stuff. Yeah, this video is for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you know what I'm saying? For entertainment purposes only, you know what I'm saying? This is not for, nothing else, but for the things that were created for the souls that are to desire it and to learn from it, you know what I'm saying? And that's that. That's that, man. You're going to see now how this, Religio being exterminating other people, okay, and taking their possessions and their beliefs and making the religion. That's what's up here. And anybody who don't want to convert, there's a problem. Since back then, you see that
Finger was
from the
most
beginning.
definitely pointed at Raymond as the murderer. Just like the death of Franz Ferdinand in Sarajevo, which was the catalyst that launched the First World War, then the assassination of Pierre seemed to have been the spark that ignited the Cathar Crusade. Enraged, Pope Innocent turned to the great nobles of northern France to rise up. He appealed to the good and faithful people of Christendom to expel Raymond, his supporters, and the whole heretical Cathar community from their lands. He even promised any crusaders a get-out-of-jail-free card from purgatory if they died during the mission.
That time you can see that there was the time they were resetting, way before, you see that? They were resetting people out that were not taking the cross, were not accepting Christ as in the version that they selling, you know what I'm saying? So they were getting washed out. No joke, people. And you're telling me that you know, Yahweh is your savior. Are you kidding? You see what he's been doing back there?
Mission declaring that, quote, heresy needs to be uprooted once and for all. The prospect of land and wealth attracted many willing participants to the cause. You may hear the crusade referred to as the Albigensian Crusade. This is because the city of Albi was in the center of the geographical area being discussed. By the summer of 1209, about 10,000 crusaders had assembled in Lyon to begin their march south. That's where our old friends the Knights Templar get a mention. There are stories that the Templars refused to join in the fight against the heretics because they sympathized with the Cathar cause.
What?
And there are even reports of them offering shelter to the Albigensians.
That's BS, man.
But it may just be that the Templars refused to get involved because they never got drawn into any of the Pope's wars, always choosing to only fight the Saracens in the Holy Lands. By the 21st of July, the Papal army had reached the outskirts of the town Béziers and started a siege of the city. They were commanded by the Cistercian abbot of Citeaux, Arnaud Amalric. The Catholics of the town were told to come out and the Cathars were instructed to surrender. When neither group complied, the abbot was reported to have shouted, quote, "Kill them all! God will know his own." During the bloody massacre, it is thought that up to 20,000...
Kill them all, people. You heard that? Yeah. These people decide they're gonna kill them all because Yahweh said so. So they kill all the Cathars. And they decide to keep their stuff, as you will see, their faith in Jesus. Because they learned Jesus from them. Yeah. But the version of Jesus they're selling for the, you know, the role corporation they were building, the Religio role corporation, these dudes don't fit in. So, see what happens? See what happens? Whose blood is that? Christ died for them? Is that what you're gonna say?
20,000 people were slaughtered, regardless of age, sex, or religious belief. No one was spared. Those who sought refuge in the churches were put to the sword.
God damn.
Then Béziers was sacked and burned. Wow. William of Tudela wrote an epic poem in the language of Old Occitan in 1213 called The Song of the Albigensian Crusade. He describes the bloodbath at Béziers as, quote, "So much sorrow that left so many dead with their guts spilled out, and so many great ladies and pretty girls naked and cold, stripped of gown and cloak."
See that?
Persecution. News of the butchery soon spread. Many other towns in the
people, they did all this stuff during what they tell you is the dark ages, you know what I'm saying? The time that they're not going to tell you what they've been doing. You know, the times the history that they start after writing the stories, you know what I'm saying? Because this is not a beautiful history to tell you. So it's not going to come in history books. You know, this is things that people dig and then expose to you. But you're not going to see the truth in these stories, really. Yeah, you might see, you know, something here and there between themselves, but not the, you know, the real shit that been happening back there and what they were up to and the people that they took down and the people they resetted back there and everything. You know what I'm saying? to establish what they have. A lot of people got killed for no reason. Because their God said, and you know what God is.
Many other towns in the region were evacuated,
Yahweh.
some surrendered without a fight. After Carcassonne was taken on August the 7th, Simon de Montfort, a prominent French nobleman, was chosen as the leader of the Crusader army, and many other towns quickly fell. At last tour, 140 Cathars who refused to recant and return to Catholicism were burned at the stake.
How
Some
about
walked into the
that,
flames
people?
voluntarily.
We're gonna stop. It's
The
too much.
crusade continued.
It's too much order, people. You see that? See what they do? You see this one? They got him burning because he's not one to faith. Now, if that's not evil, you know what I'm saying? And the dude there, you know, pulling them to the fire, he thinks he's saved. He thinks, you know, Jesus loves him. See that? That's why I told you, Religio, they're dangerous, but they don't even know how dangerous they are. You know what I'm saying? They've been resetting other people and then claiming all that God love and all that, love thy neighbor. What happened over there? Nobody gonna question that about how so-called, you know, servants go around and do this. Servants of Yahweh, servants of Jesus. That's what they call doing the real history. That's what they're doing. Not that fantasy they give you of Jesus. That's what they be doing, you know. Blood of other people get burned, get killed. And they call it Jesus. It's not, Jesus never existed. You already know. He's nothing they talk about. Yeah. These people were people living in their own mind, in their own business. They didn't have no, you know, wish to conquer the world or rule over other nations. They believed what they believed in their own condominium, you know, in their own state. And these dudes went there trying to convert them. And they said, no, we're not going to serve some god that you made up. Guess what? They burned them. That's how Jesus loved them. Is that what Jesus taught them? You see why the Bible, you see, you should burn, why I tell you guys, you should burn it? Because if you're not, it will burn you. That's what happened. See that? It was good people that were not looking for trouble. They were not looking to fight them back. They were peaceful. They just said, leave us alone. You know what I'm saying? They came in and they attacked them in their own village, man. In their own town. Attacked them, destroyed them, took them prisoners, and then they asked them, are you going to convert? They didn't just destroy the town and let them go. You see that? They took them prisoners and slaves, and then they asked them, are you going to bow to our God or not? And they said, no, hell no. Who wouldn't? Who would say yes after they did this to you? They kill you, they kill your family, your husband, your baby, and then motherfucker asking you to bow to his Yahweh God or what? Or I'm gonna burn you. Some of them, they say they walk straight to the fire. They're not interested in nothing you have to say after you do that, because they know you're nothing but the beast. You're a monster. And they're probably thinking, well, we better off die, man, than to live with the beast. You know what I'm saying? Because our life was 100 times better than to live with this demon or if it's like living in hell. You know what I'm saying? Look at what he's doing. He's burning them. He's a hell devil. Claiming. That's what I told you. This Religio, they don't know how dangerous they are, man.
Were burned at the stake. Some walked into the flames voluntarily. The crusade continued. It officially ended 20 years later in 1229, but persecutions continued after this time. In 1244, after a 9-month siege at the Cathars stronghold of Montségur Castle by French forces, the people surrendered. Sentenced to burn, about 210 Cathars spent 2 weeks praying and fasting before they voluntarily walked out of the castle.
So, as you see again, they really like to burn them for some reason. They like to just burn them. But tell me that's not sad. Tell me they didn't burn your ancestors. Yeah? And turn you into a robot. Yeah? Tell me they didn't burn your ancestors and have you in a lab. They said no to the lab. That's what happened. And they did away with them, reset them right there. You know, they were doing the resets. That's how they did it from the start. Get people in their own lands, they're living in peaceful and everything, doing their own business, being profitable, and they destroy them. But today, these people, they decide all to die because, they knew that, that you're not going nowhere with the devil.
Of the castle and onto the burning pyre.
Okay, I think it's...
Genocide.
Oh.
Hunted by the Inquisition, tortured and subjected to heresy trials, many Cathars were killed long after the Crusade officially ended. Historians believe that up to...
So, the Cathars was captured, they were tortured, they were beaten, they were raped, and then, let's see what the Christians did to them. It's sad, people. It's sad. And to you to think that these people think that their God is about love. And for these people to think that their God is righteous. For these people to think that their God is about have mercy on them when they do things like that. You think so? You're gonna suffer the worst punishment, man. Any of you that, bow to this demon, you're gonna suffer the biggest punishment for all the stuff because you are part of this. If you believe this cube, you are part of this. You did this. You understand that? Their blood is open deep. That's why they tell you when they born, they tell them they were born with the sin, because they are part of these crimes. They partake in these crimes because they are part of the same cult. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happened to them.
That up to 1 million Cathars have been executed over the centuries. The Catholic Church said that the Cathar Crusade was about heresy. It ushered in a dark
them
period
burning
for
the
medieval
books.
Europe, a time of inquisition and fear, when many people were tortured and executed for their religious beliefs for centuries after. The Roman poet Religio summed it up well.
This is a very important point he said. When various peoples were destroyed, were tortured for their religious beliefs. You see that? That's how it started. And this is how it is since then. So don't tell me you're free. Don't tell me you vote and you're free and you have, you do what you want. No. The Religio showed you right there in this video what they do and how it works. Okay? It's about what they want. No religious freedom back there. They decided they're going to be the main thing, and that's that. They did away with all your ancestors that had other substance, that had other knowledge, burned all the books, beat the hell of them, and the woman they rape them and they kill them. The man they beat them and they burn them. They burn women, man, and children and everything and kill them. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a role that was created with love and compassion. This lab was created with cruelty. Yeah, we're living under the on top of their bones of these people that they did these things to them. We're living on top of them, on their lands. Yeah, all scattered in their lands, doing business. After doing away with them, in the name of your God, in the most cruel, negligible way, yeah, inhuman, monstrous, beast way, man. And here we are, this nature never gonna go away because it started by evil. You are born with sin. It's because you know, your ancestors have part on this. And with these films, we can keep going for the whole week if we want to, man. You did so much evil, okay? You know, but okay, YouTube is not going to allow me because I could club like 30 of these videos showing all the criminality you've been doing throughout the damn history. Yeah, even your own report of your own history, the whole evil murdering towns and genociding and all that crap is in your own history. Yeah, it's not like, oh, this dude is making it up because he doesn't like the system. No, it's in your own history I'm talking about. That these dudes always did what they want, and there is no freedom of no choice, as you know, in the current systemic system. You understand that? So you are disiluded with them. Why do you think that these people decided to die? Because they know if they let them convert them, they dead, because they can never go back to what they were, and they knew that. That, you know, probably it's better if they just die, because they could not go back to the life that they had before, their freedom to do what they want and believe what they want. So they decided to kill them, and they didn't want them anyway to leave, because if they leave, it will be a contradiction to the what they were doing, because they were trying to be the main religion for the whole entire world, and then preach that Jesus came for the whole entire world. But they had to do this, to do that, to achieve that. Do you get it? Can you see now? Can you take the veils off? Yeah, take your veils off. Yeah, let Jesus sit over there and see what they've been doing, and then how they seal it with something called Jesus, that is the spirit of humanity, the spirit of love, the spirit of wisdom. It's all a BS, because it's the spirit of evil that started the whole thing in the first place. We see in your own history, yeah, killing a lot of innocent people to claim something that never happened, called Jesus. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, people.
Executed for their religious beliefs for centuries after. The Roman poet Lucretius summed it up well when he said, quote, "Such are the heights of wickedness to which men are driven in the name of religion." Thanks again to History Hit for working with our channel and giving us the chance to share our love of history with you.
Okay, I think it's
So
done
remember,
with it.
use our code HistoryHit to get 50%.
But I want to tell you guys that these people, man, they were all deceived, okay, by this church that took over the other people's stuff, what they believed and their stuff, and created their own their own narratives, their own script. And this script is meant to colonize the whole entire world, okay? But they got pieces from here and from there, and anybody who didn't agree with their narratives, yeah, this is why you can't believe no books that they do, especially these Christians, man. You can't believe nothing they tell you about no nothing, because first off, they they burned off other books of other people. Yeah, they destroyed the people, they resetted them, and then what they did, they burned old books, people, so that their book is prevalent to all the babies that come after that old criminality. They won't know about it anyway. Okay, they will know about what happened, and they will seal it with the creature, and said that the creature brought them together to the times. But no, they had to eliminate a lot of people that were telling the truth about the creature. So the creature did away with it in the past, destroyed their books, destroyed the truth, and created this fantasy that they gave them. And when he talked to these niggas, and the other niggas say, burn the Bible, and the nigga is all, oh my God, he burned the Bible! Like it's a big deal. When you see these dudes burning all the ancestors' books with no regards, they didn't give no two fucks about it. You know what I'm saying? But expect you to be sorry about burning the Bible. And even their own people that work for them, like this dude, he felt sympathy for the Cathars, and this dude dispelled him from the church and told him that all the Christians now look at how this other one there, looking like a half man, half woman, is looking at him. And then you got this guy over there with the round thing around his head, which is the guy that he's not in agreement with the church about destroying the Cathars. He don't see no reason for them to do that. So they penalize him and tell him that all Christians are gonna, spit on him. You know what I'm saying? In other words, he's gonna lose his ranking. You know what I'm saying? And he's condemned, and he must fast and pray because he's a sinner, and he disobeyed the Lord. That's what it means. And they continue the saga to get the Cathars all killed, men, women, and children. Okay, when they were in their own lives, minding their own business, motherfuckers came in and killed them. You know, they made contracts with Satan. But this Satan, they said no to Satan, and look what happened. He brought all types of destruction on them. The church guy, he cursed them and put all time, destroyed them all, because God is with us to do this. And here you see them telling you that these dudes didn't want to. They don't have no choice. This is the part that they play with your mind, because they know you're not thinking. These dudes with the red cross on they don't have no choice. They just employees. Like when you go to work, your boss tells you to do something. Do you have your opinion? No, just go and do it. That's why you pay for. That's why you have the ranking. If you can't do it, then they're gonna do like the other dude. They're gonna, discharge you, and probably even you're gonna get in prison. So it's all BS what he says there. Then you see them coming in, burning that whole village, that whole city, destroying it all, resetting it all, taking everybody out, arresting everybody that didn't get killed. They arrest you, and they burning your house at the same time. They doing all types of evil, because God said that, you can do that. You are chosen. You know what I'm saying? So this is what the Israelites, the Christians, that's how they start. Taking people's land and killing them. See that? See that? See that? They're killing everybody. Men, women, children, babies. Everybody. They're killing them with no mercy. Where is their God when they do that? Do you think these people, what do you see when they do that? You better see a Christian, because this is what their nature is. When they tell them go and do this, they're going to go and do this. And they're going to say, God said to do this. There is no other mind in there. There's no soul in there. In Sada. It's just a AI simulation programming, and they just do what the script says. If the script tells them to do that, first the script already told them, to take the juice, and you see what the madness that went on, how they rushed, past you because they gotta take the juice. Now, if they tell them do something like that, or like they did in the past, they show you here what they're doing, like in their own history, people. They're showing you what they've been doing. Yeah. And you still think these guys, love to enable bullshit, and you're still listening. That's what they do. That's it, man. I'm gonna finish this video now. You know what I'm saying? I just want you guys to think about these false religions, cults that keep your life behind and keep you down. And many of you are not going to ever be able to see nothing, because you are part of this, and all you're going to do is evil, like you see these dudes doing. Because these dudes show you what they did, and now they do the reset. The same dudes that love Christ and tell you that, love everybody. Look at what they're doing. Look what they're doing. That's it, man. I love you all. Keep the instructions. Peace.
No one was spared. Those who sought refuge in the churches were put to the sword, even the priests. Then Béziers was sacked and burned. William of Tudela wrote an epic poem in the language of Old Occitan in 1213 called The Song of the Albigensian Crusade. He describes the bloodbath at Béziers as, quote, so much sorrow that left so many dead with their guts spilled out, and so many great ladies and pretty girls naked and cold, stripped of gown and cloak.